Hi, my name is Nur Haifa binti Makzuki. The topic for this research is study on Facebook as a marketing tool for part-time business among university students. Other researchers who contributed in this research are Nurul Huda binti Abdullah and Dr. Nur Intan Saniah binti Sulaiman. Facebook is a powerful medium for small business digital marketing. Facebook can also be one of the most powerful methods for engaging to reach to a particular market. This is because consumers are becoming both for creators and consumers at the same time as the growth of the social media. The purpose of this study is to investigate how good is Facebook for small business in marketing the students' product, and the problem arises are, does Facebook is really effective as a marketing tool, and why university students use this platform for their part-time business. The first objective for this research is to study the effectiveness of Facebook as a marketing tool for part-time business among university students. The second objective is to identify the factors that influence Facebook adoptions by university students for their part-time business. And lastly, to analyze the most suitable features in Facebook for university students in marketing their product. For the scopes of this research, we are focusing on the undergraduate students in Malaysia Public University, including UUM, UiTM, UPSI, and UMP. Now we're moving to the research methodology. The first one is the research design. In this research, we use the qualitative technique as the questionnaire method is used to gather the data. And of course, before we contribute the real questionnaire, we did the pilot test. And from the respondent, we generalize and we collect the real data. After that, we analyze the data and interpret. The next one is the data collection. In this research, the data were collected by the use of the well-structured questionnaire. In other words, we use this questionnaire to collect the primary sources of the university students. And for the sampling technique, despite to all of the universities that exist in the Malaysia, we only choose the 20 public university to contribute the questionnaire. And we choose to have the 100 respondents because not all of the students doing their part-time business during their studies. And from the respondent, we choose the snowball method because it is easier to us to collect the data. So we choose one of our friends performing their part-time business and we contribute the questionnaire. After that, we ask them to contribute to their friend. They are performing the part-time business too. The next one is the method of data analysis. There are two types of method. The first one is the descriptive analysis and the second one is the correlation. This research is about the effectiveness. We want to know the factors that influencing the students using the Facebook. So we use the correlation table. In other words, the multiple linear regression is used in this research because it is easier to find the descriptive analysis and the correlation table at the same time. And for this research, we are using the IBM SPSS Statistic 26. For the demographic analysis, we can see that the female student is greater than the male student by the contribution percentage is 79% and for the male student is 21%. For the contribution of the university, student contribute 56%, UiTM student contribute 22%, and for both UPSI and UMP student, both of them contribute 5%, and others university which is including the UTHM, UTEM, UNIMAP, UMK and UMT contribute 12%. For the year of studies, year 1 student contribute 9%, for the year 2 is 22%, for the year 3 is the biggest contribution which it contains the 55%, and for year 4 there are 14%. For the extra information, some students might sell more than one product at the same time, and from the figure, most of the students choose to sell the food or beverages, which is contribute 35% of the chart pie. The second biggest contribution in the chart pie is the personal care or cosmetic, which is contribute 28%, And for the next is apparel or clothing, which is contribute 80%. And for books is 8%, and for others, which is contain the chocolate and candles, contribute 11%. The descriptive statistics are used to describe the fundamental data that features in the analysis. From the table, there are no missing respondents for this descriptive analysis. So despite to all of the 22 variable, the FFS6 variable has the greatest mean, but the FFS6 variables has the lowest standard deviation. And furthermore, the NL1 variable has the lowest mean, but the NL1 has the greatest value of the standard deviation. Next is reliability statistic. We determine the reliability statistic by Cronbach alpha. The value of Cronbach alpha is 0.953, which is greater than 0.6. This shows that this survey is reliable and consistent. For test of normality, p-value for both tests are same, which is 0.000 less than 0.05. This indicates that the data in this study is not normally distributed. Moving on to the model summary. The value of R-squared indicates how well the regression model fits in the observed data. In this research, the value of R-squared is 0.645, which means 64.5% of the data fits the regression model. The next regression analysis is ANOVA table. As we can see, the p-value is 0.000, which is less than 0.05. Therefore, the result is significant. The p-value in the ANOVA can determine whether the difference between some of the means are statistically significant or not. Now, the coefficient table. From the table, we have highlighted the most statistically significant variables, which are EP6 and NL1, with p-value less than 0.05. EP6 is the Facebook marketing, and LM1 is the number of likes. It is shown that the Facebook marketing and number of likes give the most effect on the effectiveness of Facebook as a marketing tool for university students. In conclusion, we can conclude that Facebook is a great platform as a marketing tool for part-time business among university students. This can be seen in variable EP1 with mean of 4.37. This value shows that students more likely to use Facebook as their marketing tools. Next, the factor that influence students to use Facebook as marketing tool is FA6, which is referring to any examples of company Facebook page to help them with the lowest p-value of 0.068. Overall, there are two variables that are significant to the effectiveness of Facebook with the p-value less than 0.05. The variables are EP6 and NL1. We list about 3 recommendations for future work. The first one is about the special hashtag. So in this research, the special hashtag has the less influencing the effectiveness of FB. But in the real life, the special hashtag is the most important because it is the most frequent use for the seller to make sure that their customers are easy to find their product. And the last one is for the future research, we need to include the respondents from the other group of people because in this research, we limit to students university only and not using the respondent from the other people.